Number 3 is another very dark Robin Williams film. It's Insomnia, and it stars Al Pacino, and it's directed by Christopher Nolan, who directs the Dark Knight trilogy. And this is another really chilling, dark film. But you know, this film is like the darkest Robin Williams film ever made. I mean, it's just, I mean, he's the main villain of this film, and Robin Williams plays a man who kills an innocent young 17-year-old, and Al Pacino's the detective who goes after him. And it's just such a dark film, but it was so brilliantly directed and made. It's chilling. It's kind of like a Stanley Kubrick film, but it makes sense, you know. And Robin Williams' performance as this was just so different. I mean, he isn't funny, he isn't comical. Again, he's sinister, he's evil, and most of all in this film, he's very manipulative. He's very manipulative. Robin Williams' performance in this is just one of the best I've ever seen. And that's why it's made it in my top 3, because, you know, Insomnia is definitely one of the best films he's ever been in. If you haven't seen Insomnia, I really highly recommend it. It's so good. There's a lot of twists, there's a lot of turns, there's a lot of jumpy moments. It's not a horror film, it's more of a thriller, but it's very gory, it's very shocking, and it's definitely a very dark Robin Williams movie. But yeah, I really strongly highly recommend it, and it's such an amazing film. Number 2. Okay, you had to know I had to put this as my number 2. I mean, I'm sure everyone put this as a number 2 or number 1. It's Aladdin, obviously. Yeah, of course, you know, everyone knows this film. Robin Williams as the genie, one of the best animated performances ever. I mean, we all know the story about Robin Williams' voice in the genie. He never hardly followed the script. He did such an amazing performance. It was insane. I mean, this was the reason Robin Williams became famous. And not just that, this was also the film that just everybody knew about Robin Williams in the first place. Everyone was just like, who is the genie? It's Robin Williams. And, you know, he gave out his most amazing performance ever as this very highly critically acclaimed animated character. The genie is one of the best characters of animation I've ever seen, and that's why I've put it as number 2. I don't want to go too much into it because we already know about the genie and Robin Williams, but it's number 2, guys, so I hope you're happy with that. But what's number 1? Let's find out. That's right, number 1 is Mrs. Doubtfire. Now you're probably thinking, out of all the films, Mrs. Doubtfire, I've got reasons why. I mean, come on, it's Robin Williams dressed up as an old lady pretending to be this kind nanny just so he can spend more time with his children. The film is cleverly made, it's emotional, the Robin Williams performance is amazing, it's hilarious. It's a film which is just a mixture of crying and laughter, and I love that sort of film, especially if Robin Williams is in it. And Robin Williams' Mrs. Doubtfire through the whole film is just genius. He actually puts on this woman's voice, and throughout nearly the whole film disguises himself as this old lady. It's just genius. And they were going to make a sequel to this film until Robin Williams sadly passed away. But do you know what? I don't think a sequel would have made. And do you know what? I'm glad there isn't a sequel, because they couldn't have ruined this film. Mrs. Doubtfire is brilliant. And if anyone hasn't seen Mrs. Doubtfire, I don't know who the hell wouldn't have, then my God, you have to see it. But yeah, that's what my number 1 out of the top 10 Robin Williams films is. I hope you like that list, guys. Tell me what your favourite Robin Williams film is. Just subscribe and comment below, that'd be great. I hope your favourite film was on the list. And if you haven't seen any of these films, which I'm sure you must do, then please watch them. And also as well, I just want to say, if anyone from Robin Williams' family is watching this, my thoughts go out to his family, his kids, you know, and everyone who knew him. We all miss you, Robin Williams, and wherever you are, you'll always be our genie, Peter Pan, Mrs. Doubtfire, whatever character you were, you always will be then. And no remake or reboot would ever replace you, so rest in peace, Robin, we all miss you. And I'm Reese, and I've just given you a random review.